it's Cat Michaels, and I am hanging out with the one and only Ben from Breaking Benjamin. How's it going?
I like that intro, the one and only. Should I hold? I don't want to keep you holding this. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You were so soft-spoken, too, which is crazy because you don't sing soft-spoken.
No, well, I scream enough in life, so I just don't talk. Sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So I'm really excited. You guys are celebrating 20 years. I mean, it's been a 20-year career now, right?
Yeah.
Decades.
I feel like I need to.
Yeah, it's good. It doesn't matter. We'll share. So 20 Decades, Ember, the 6th studio album. It dropped last year in April.
Yeah.
And it's got a bit of a heavier sound to it, right?
Yeah. That's like the first album that the new members wrote with me from the ground up, and so a lot of it is their stuff. It's like 50-50, I'd say.
Sure.
And so they wrote a lot of that, and I just sang to a bunch of it, and so it just was heavy, so I just figured I'd have to be heavy. But I love it. I'm a fan of these guys, so it's really cool because it lets me like enjoy listening to the music, but it's not mine.
Right.
Like it's in our band, but I didn't write it, so I can enjoy it from the outside, you know. So I can like don't feel like a tool, liking my own stuff,
Right,
you know,
right.
because somebody else wrote the music to it. So, but yeah, these guys are awesome. They did a great job.
Very cool. So, aside from obviously different band members, what creatively, what was different about this album as far as production and that kind of thing?
I played a lot less on it, and so that was cool. I just sang mostly on it, and that was really cool as far as production is concerned. And then everything else was kind of the same, you know. The process that we do to record isn't really any different than anybody else's process, and so all of that technical crap was all the same. But it was really cool to like get music and just be able to sing on it and just like get a vibe from it and not have to do everything. So this can be a burden, and I've written a lot of Breaking Benjamin stuff, and the fun kind of comes out of it when you have to do so much, you know. So it was actually fun to do.
Yeah. No, I totally understand that when you have to be creative on demand, sometimes it creates like a dam or a block, and it just doesn't flow naturally. So of all 6 of the albums, if someone had came up to you and they said, I have never heard Breaking Benjamin before in my life, what's it sound like? Which one of your albums would you hand to them?
Oh, I don't know. Probably Ember and Phobia, and maybe We Are Not Alone. Those 3, I would say, wrap the band up pretty good.
Yeah. And then if you were stranded on a deserted island and you could only have one album to listen to beginning to end on repeat for the rest of your days, what album would you take with you?
Oh, that's tough. Probably Nirvana's Nevermind.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because it's still such a great album, like front to back, and all the tones on it still are fantastic, and you know all of that stuff. And now it's like tape days, you know.
Well, that's what you were playing back in like the coffee shop with the acoustic guitar days, right?
Yeah.
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 So that's cool. And then what is?
I can hold it.
You can hold it. It's good.
I'll hold it. I'll just.
And you meet a lot of fans. We were here earlier, and there were a ton coming through for the meet and greet. What's the strangest fan experience that you have ever had?
I don't know. I really don't know. There's a lot of strange things I couldn't say.
It put you on the spot.
Yeah, I would say that I don't find it strange necessarily, but flattering that like somebody would at those types of meet and greets, they want me to like sign them and they get it tattooed on them, and that happen. You know, I'm not the only singer that has that happen, but I find that to be not abnormal, but just I don't know the right word for it. Like I'm really flattered that it like
that's a very
permanent thing, of
Fandom.
affection. Yeah. So whenever that happens, I would say that's a bit out of the norm because you don't do that every day.
Right. And then, okay, so Ember is out now, so you can pick that up wherever you consume your media, whether you're buying the full album in the Best Buy or, you know, if you're downloading it on iTunes or Google Play. And then you've got the tour tonight here in Evansville, but you're doing a summer tour too with Chevelle and 3 Days Grace and Diamante and Dorothy, which I'm really excited about. And that's, well, it's not coming to Evansville. It will be nearby. You're going to be in Indy and St. Louis. I think it's July 20th. It's either July 13th or July 23rd that you're going to be in Indy. We're excited about that because we have tickets to give away to our listeners.
I don't know where. I can't keep track.
Oh, I'm sure. So what's the difference between coming to some place like Evansville and going somewhere like Indy or St. Louis or some of the bigger cities?
I don't really see much of a difference because anywhere we go, people are like passionate about music, and that's universal. It doesn't matter really where you're at. But we've always loved St. Louis since the beginning. That was like, we did this tour. It was the first tour we ever did, and Miller Lite sponsored it, and it was a real. I mean, this is before So Cold. This is like, We're Green. First tour we ever did. And so we're like going all over the place on this tour, headlining tour. I don't even know why we got put on a headlining tour. We didn't have anything at the time. It didn't have any real hits or anything. It was like way, way in the beginning. And so we're playing this, like a lot of places were bad, like 10 people, it's like we're brand new, right out of the gate. And we pull up in St. Louis and there's like a line down the street and we're like, are we in the right place here? When they were all there to see us.
Did they change out the band playing tonight?
Yeah, exactly. But they were all there to see us. That's why it sticks in. That's why St. Louis like just kind of sticks out in my mind, because that on like right literally from the beginning there was people there, and it was the only like packed sold out show on that tour. And so it's just, and they've always been that way ever since. And it's like you said, it's been like 20 years. So it's just been incredible. So we love St. Louis. So as far as that's concerned, that's like a, close to our heart because they were there from the start. But everywhere has been supportive and awesome, and people are passionate about what we do. So it's awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, we're really glad to have you here in Evansville. GBF really excited to be presenting the show tonight, and we can't wait for the summer tour as well. We will have tickets for that with the 103 Days of Summer that is super top secret, and nobody really knows about it yet, but it's coming, and we will have tickets to see Breaking Benjamin at Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center then as well. But for now, Ben, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. It was great to meet you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Any parting words?
We're just grateful for you guys' support and all the fans' support. Thank you for giving us all of this. We're really grateful for you.